An evening meant for celebration turned into unimaginable tragedy in Vancouver this weekend. Tragedy struck Vancouver over the weekend as a community festival celebrating Filipino heritage was shattered by a deadly car ramming attack. A suspect is now facing multiple murder charges as the death toll climbs. At least 11 people, including a young child, have died and dozens more are injured. Police have ruled out terrorism as a motive, instead pointing to a mental health struggles as a possible factor.
I actually heard from a friend who knew from a friend as well. Like, he texted me, so I was in complete utter disbelief. It was very shocking. It was very horrific, and I just I didn't know what to feel at that time. It's just the kind of stuff that does not happen here. It happens, something like this. You would hear news coming from the States.
Grief and shock hang heavy in Vancouver after a black SUV plowed through a crowd gathered for Lapu-Lapu Day celebrations, a festival honoring a Filipino national hero.
He just pushed the gas all the way through the whole block right there, crashing into everyone in his way. I heard a bunch of crashing and stuff. Then I walked down not even half the block. I just saw a bunch of bodies and everything, and I just went back.
Last night, families lost a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, a son, or a daughter. Those families are living every family's nightmare.
Police say 30-year-old Khaiji Adam Low was behind the wheel during the tragedy. 11 lives were lost, the youngest just 5 years old, and over 20 others were rushed to the hospitals with injuries. Low, a Vancouver resident with a significant history of mental health interactions, has now been charged with 8 counts of second-degree murder, with more charges likely to follow. He remains in custody.
What happened at the Lapu-Lapu Festival last night was unthinkable. Families gathered to celebrate, to dance, to share their culture and their pride. And in an instant, their world was shattered. To the Filipino community and the family members of the victims, we see you, we love you, and we grieve with you. Now, I do want to take this opportunity to lay out some facts about the incident. Here's what I can confirm at this time. Number 1, the suspect has been arrested and is currently in VPD custody. Secondly, evidence points to this not being an act of terrorism. Thirdly, the individual in question has a significant history of mental health issues. And fourthly, he is known to police for a multitude of mental health interactions. Now, it would appear that mental health appears to be the underlying issue here.
Last night, as members of Vancouver's Filipino community gathered for a celebration of community and culture in East Vancouver, their collective safety and security were stolen when a man in a vehicle drove through a festival crowd and struck dozens of people. 11 people have now died. Their ages range from 5 to 65. Dozens more are injured, some critically, and some have not yet been identified.
Residents gathered at St. Mary, the Virgin Church, to honor the victims. Across the city, flags flew at half-mast and flowers piled up at the makeshift memorials. The festival, once a joyful display of culture and community, is now marked by unimaginable loss, leaving a city and a nation heartbroken. Organizers of the Lapu-Lapu Day festival say a full safety review was conducted before the event, but in the aftermath, officials admit this marks a watershed moment for public security planning in Vancouver. Canadian and Filipino officials have pledged full support for the victims' families as Vancouver mourns one of its darkest days. Canadian PM Mark Carney has now offered his deepest condolences. King Charles and leaders around the world have sent condolences to the victims' families. Vancouver authorities promise a full review of public event safety. Meanwhile, the Filipino-Canadian community mourns, leaning on each other for strength.